Hey everyone, I thought this would be an interesting video to make. It's going to be a tutorial on how to make a tutorial. I've been wanting to do this for a while now, and I think it's safe for me to make this tutorial without getting too much hate. I've been doing tutorials on this YouTube channel for about 2 years now, actually a bit longer than 2 years, and I have 20,000 subscribers, a bit more, and I'm very, very thankful for that, so thank you guys very much. So I think I'm safe to make this tutorial without getting too much into too much trouble. And even before this YouTube channel came along, I've actually been doing tutorials on YouTube since I was about 11 or 12. You guys might not even believe me, but I swear it's true. Now, this tutorial is just going to be on a specific type of tutorial making. There's a lot of different tutorials out there. Oh my god, saying tutorial this many times is really getting me sick, but this is a tutorial for the people that want to make tutorials where it's just them sitting in their chair with a microphone or headset, using their computer, teaching people how to do computer programming or do something with a particular software, etc. This is tutorials for people sitting in their chair using their computer. If you want to make a tutorial on how to do a really nice three-pointer in basketball, or how to do a kickflip on a skateboard, that requires an actual camera. That requires good lighting and an external microphone, maybe even a green screen. All that kind of stuff. That's not up my alley. You're looking in the wrong direction for that kind of advice. So if you want to learn how to get good camera angles, or maybe what's like a good type of camcorder to use and stuff, where to buy cheap lights, I don't know, stuff like that, check out a channel called indymogul. I'll put it in my description. It's an excellent channel for filmmakers and stuff like that. So like I said, this is a tutorial for people that want to make videos using their computer. Now, the first and most important tip that I think I can give you is don't read from a script. I think many people are going to argue with me on this, but that's okay because I strongly feel that you should not read from a script for a few reasons. First of all, it makes you sound like a robot and redundant, expressionless. It doesn't sound good. I've watched tutorials before where people read from a script and I get bored. And I know tutorials aren't the most entertaining thing out there, but I get very bored. And maybe this is just me, but I really don't like people that read from scripts. And I'm sorry if you're offended, but that's just how I feel. Also, writing a script is time consuming, and I would feel like I've never really wrote a script before, but I would feel that if I was typing my script for, minutes or maybe even hours, I would just be so bored, and then I wouldn't even have the motivation to make the video anymore. So I think, making a script is a waste of time. It doesn't enhance your video at all. And I know you guys might be thinking, oh, well, if you write or if you read from a script, then you will, you'll get all of your information across. And that is a good point, but I think just from personal experience that it's easier to get your point across just talking off the top of your head. When I go to a friend's house and I want to have a discussion with him, I don't bring a sheet of paper of all the things I want to say. I just say it from the top of my head. So I'm sure many of you guys disagree with me, but that's just my opinion. And one thing that you can do that is kind of like writing a script is just having little jot notes, a piece of paper next to you, and you would make a list with bullets next to them. So for example, if I want to make a beginner's tutorial for a video editing program, I would have bullets that say introduction, video effects, transitions, and keyframes, stuff like that, but I wouldn't have a big paragraph underneath it of the exact dialogue that I need to say. I would just take a quick glance at my jot notes and say, oh, here's the introduction part. So I'm going to say, hey everyone, welcome to my tutorial. I'll teach you how to do this today. Look at the next jot note. Oh, okay, so this is how you add an effect to a video clip, etc. Don't read from a script. I feel very strongly that you should not read from a script. I'm sorry. So that's my first and most important tip. So now let's talk about software for a bit. The program that I recommend, and I'm pretty sure everyone else will agree with me, is the program that you should use to record is a program called Camtasia Studio. There's the most latest Camtasia Studio out there is 7. I've used it before. I don't like it. I think it's annoying because it runs kind of slow on my computer, and also there's a really annoying dialog box at the bottom of the screen, and as far as I know, you can't get rid of that. So I use Camtasia Studio 6, but even the Studio 5 edition works great. These programs will run you about $300, and it's not worth the money. You can easily get them for free if you know how. It's not complicated. Just download the trial edition, find a serial off Google, you're set. It's that easy. It's not worth spending the $300 on this program. And I know I sound cheap, but even like if it was impossible to crack programs and stuff, I still wouldn't pay $300 for it. At the most, I think it's worth $150, if anything. So, whatever. Use Camtasia Studio. It's a great program. As you can see, the picture quality is absolutely amazing. And it's great. It's easy to use. I can't say any bad things about it. They have a nice editing program built into the recorder too. And I guess it's good, it's decent, but you're better off using a third-party editing program, which brings me to my next point. Don't use the editor or the editing program built into your recorder, so Camtasia. Don't use it. I recommend that you use a third-party editing software, like Adobe Premiere or Sony Vegas. If you use a Mac, you could use Final Cut, even like Windows Movie Maker or something, but just use a third-party program. And you don't have to use, a $1,000 program to make good tutorials. I have used Windows Movie Maker in my tutorials before, I think, like a long, long time ago, and they were still half decent. The program I use is called Sony Vegas Pro 10. This is a great program. It runs about $700. This program actually is worth the money, but you can still crack it pretty easily. So do what you want there. I'm not going to, encourage anything, but it's up to you. This program's $700, Camtasia's $300. So if you're serious into making tutorials, that's about $1,000 right there. I'd rather have $1,000 to buy other stuff. So I use Sony Vegas Pro 10. It's an amazing program, very powerful. Tons of stuff that this program can do, and it's very complicated when you first get it, but it becomes extremely easy. And if you need to learn how to use this program, just watch my tutorials. That's what I do. Haha. And there's also thousands of tutorials on YouTube alone just for Sony Vegas. So I'm sure that if you get Sony Vegas, there are unlimited sources for you to get your information from. One thing I'd like to say about Sony Vegas is that there are three main types, three species, I guess I should say. There's Sony Vegas Movie Studio and Sony Vegas Platinum. You can buy both of these at stores like Best Buy or whatever, maybe even Walmart. Sony Vegas Movie Studio is like maybe $60, and it's good for people that just want to make home movies and stuff, or they have their vacation footage and they want to make a cute little video to show their family once. And then Sony Vegas Platinum is like 110, I think, and it's a little step up. I don't know, it's kind of not worth it. And then there's Sony Vegas Pro, which is what I use, and it's like 700, maybe 650. It's really powerful, really awesome. And this program, I don't think you can buy in stores as far as I'm concerned. I'm pretty sure you can only buy it online or download it for free and go to jail. Yay. So if you're going to use any of them, I say use Movie Studio or use Pro. Platinum is kind of a stupid gimmick they came up with to make more money. And I don't even know if Platinum even exists anymore. So Movie Studio or Pro, about $500 difference. And yeah, so that's all I have to say about software. Now let's talk about audio. Now audio is extremely important in tutorials. People take it for granted sometimes, but it's extremely important. Now obviously the biggest concern with audio is what you use to record your voice. So a microphone or a headset. I've gone through 3 headsets, and I'll talk about all 3 of them, I guess. So the first mic I ever used, believe it or not, is a $10 microphone that I got from Staples. I don't know if they have that in the US. It's basically just a store that sells school supplies and office supplies and stuff like, paper and pencils and all that stuff. And it cost me $10. You plug it into the microphone input. It's not USB. You plug it into the microphone input, and it sits there right on your desk, and you have to lean over and talk into the mic. It's such a pain because, you're leaning into the mic and your neck hurts and your back hurts and you can't really see the keyboard and stuff. It's really, really annoying. But surprisingly, the quality on the microphone is actually really good. There's just a few popping once in a while. And popping is just, when it's like this and when you make sounds with P and B, it makes like that popping noise. So when you use, cheap microphones like that, you can expect that. The third microphone that I used, or the second headset I used was called the Microsoft LifeChat LX2000. It's $30, USB powered. It's great. It's kind of uncomfortable on your head, but you're not going to be wearing it all day. And it's a very good microphone quality, and it's very, very well worth the price. So I'll put the link to all these microphones in the description. And the third, and as far as I know, final microphone that I'm going to be using, I can't see myself changing anytime soon. This is the headset that I'm using right now, is the Turtle Beach X11s. Now, this is actually a headset that is designed for the Xbox 360, you know, the video games and all that stuff. And what the idea is, you plug one part of the headset into your TV with the AV connectors, and then you plug the other part in using USB on the Xbox. And then it gives, and it's like a surround sound system on your head, and it really really sucks you into the game. I've tried it. It's a lot of fun. And then the microphone quality is amazing. But as an added bonus, you don't have to use it on your 360. You can use it on your PC. And that's awesome. This headset cost me $70, but I think you could find it pretty cheap on Amazon or eBay maybe. And this is the Turtle Beach X11s. They also have the X30 ones and the XLCs. The XLCs are like $30. I've never tried them, but I wouldn't recommend them, even though I've never tried them. And then the X30 ones are they're just the X11s but wireless, so I don't know if you could use that on your PC anyways. Now, so that's audio. Now, once you find out what headset or mic you want to use, now I have a few tips to use with audio. So when I first, sit down on my computer and put my microphone in and get relaxed and I'm ready to make my tutorial, I do a thing. I'll start my recording, and then this is just a test recording, and I'll do three things. I'll put the mic right up to my face like this, and then I'll say test. And then sometimes I'll speak a sentence saying, "Hey guys, welcome to my tutorial." And this is with the microphone right up to my nose, or my lips. Sometimes I can even feel it when I talk. Then I put it a bit more further away. It's now in like a middle direction. And then I do the same thing. I say test, hello, welcome to my tutorial. And then finally, I push the mic further away like this. I'll say test, hello, and welcome to my tutorial. And then this is all one recording. Then I'll stop the recording and check out my results, and I'll see, which placement sounds the best. And most of the time, I'll have my mic far away from my face, but to make up for it, I talk very loud. And I don't do tutorials when anyone's home, because then everyone can hear me. Trust me, I do my tutorials in my basement, and my mom has been sleeping upstairs, and I've woken her up because I talk so damn loud. So I keep the boom away from my face, but I talk very loudly. But before every tutorial, I do a little test. So I think that's a good tip that you guys should try out. Sorry. And now, what else can I say about audio? Try and keep a level or like an even volume throughout your tutorial. You don't want to say, so now you're going to go do this, and you don't change the volume of your voice. You try and keep it kind of even throughout. But that's kind of common sense. I shouldn't even bring that up. So that's it for audio. Again, all the links to all these headsets will be in the description below. Hopefully you can buy them online. If not, I'm sorry. But yeah, so I use the Turtle Beach X11s. It's a great headset. Awesome on the 360, even better on the PC. Now I'll talk about video. Like I said, use Camtasia Studio. It's the best program out there, but I still have a few things to say about video. Go into your edit or your recorder's settings and tweak around with all the stuff. Like, make sure that it records in AVI and not some obscure codec that's only works with that program. Try and get it so that it records in AVI or MP4 or WMV, a universal codec, not like the .camrex files and stuff. If you use Camtasia, I'll tell you right now, is when you first get the program, all of your files record in a .camrec file, and then that means you finish recording, and then you have to put it into Camtasia, then convert it, then put it into your third-party editing software. It's easier to just go to your settings, go to the video settings, and change record in .avi. Makes your life so much easier. And try not to make like too bright colors or too dark colors. Like, how do I say this? Like, you can change the brightness and stuff, I think, in your settings. Don't make it, hurt your eyes. Just kind of keep it neutral. And what else can I say about video? Nothing really, I guess. So, I already talked about not reading from a script, but let's go a bit more into detail about speaking. So I said don't read from a script, and you can read from jot notes. There's a big debate going on, probably, I don't know, I just said that. I don't think it's true, but I'm sure there's many people that debate about whether you should do tutorials in one take or, in little cuts and edit it all together. Now, I do actually a bit of both. It depends on what kind of tutorial I'm trying to make. In case you guys haven't been able to tell already, this tutorial is in one take. And I actually don't even have any jot notes. This is all coming from the top of my head. So, as amazing as that sounds, some people like to record very, very small portions of their video, like maybe 10 seconds, 15 seconds, and then they pause, take a few deep breaths, think about what they want to say next, hit record, say their next line, pause, rinse, and repeat. And there's a few advantages to this. First of all, when you do that technique, you'll probably, avoid all stuttering and pausing and stuff. Like, for example, if you were to do a tutorial in one take, you might end up doing something like, so you're gonna do this. But if you were to do it in multiple cuts, you can have nice clean edits where you'll say, the next step is to do this. Clean, perfect. So it's up to you, really. I actually do most of my tutorials in one take, so I don't think it's a big deal. But if you do it in multiple cuts, you're going to have to do a lot more editing, so keep that in mind. Now, let's talk about effects and stuff. Many tutorial makers feel the need, and they feel that it's necessary, to splatter their tutorials with all sorts of interesting effects and crazy colors, and it's really not appealing to the eye. I tried and keep my tutorials kind of simple, just very simplistic, and that's actually a plus for me because not only will it look and sound better, but I don't have a ton of editing to go through. Here are the 3 effects that I generally use in my tutorials. The first and most common is a fade. I fade in both the video and audio, and I fade out both the video and audio. It's a good effect, very simple, doesn't look obnoxious, it's nice. So fade in and out both audio and video. The next effect that I use from time to time, I don't use this all the time, but sometimes I do if I feel it's necessary, is I'll zoom. I'll zoom into what I want to see, what I'm talking about, and just so that the viewer can get a clean view of what I'm trying to talk about. Some people, I'm sure, I'll be talking about one thing that's in the upper left-hand part of the screen, and they'll be looking at the bottom right. So I'll just zoom into the top left just so that they know that I'm talking about this area of the screen. I only do things like this if it's something very important that I need to talk about, and I used to do zooming all the time, but I don't know, I don't really do it that much anymore, but it's a good effect if used properly. Don't abuse it, don't zoom in so far that all you can see is just obscure pixels, and don't zoom in every 10 seconds, I'm sure that makes some people dizzy. Just do it once in a while. That's all I gotta say about zooming. And the final effect that I sometimes use is text. And really, I just put text on my videos if I say something that, like if I'm saying something but I forgot to say something, so I'll just use the text to say there. Like if I'll say, for example, I'll say, hey everyone, sorry I haven't made a tutorial in a while. Today I'll be teaching you this. And then while I say that, I'll have text in the bottom of the screen that says, I've been doing exams, or something like that, in parentheses. So that's just an example. Don't splatter text all over the video saying, check out my friend's YouTube channel, he makes really good Call of Duty videos. Or don't put text in that says, very explicit, directions saying, move your mouse up, 5 pixels and overwrite 3 pixels and double click on this. I don't know. I'm sure people don't do that, but just use text and zooming, once in a while when you need to, and then use fading in every video is what I'm going to say for effects. And transitions and stuff like that, it's up to you. I guess it's whatever your taste is. Now, I think I'm going to wrap this up soon. I just quickly want to say 2 more things. First of all, going back to speaking again, this is the most important part of the tutorial, is your speaking voice and what information you get across. Now, you need to find the balance, and this is a very important thing, and it takes a long, long time to master, I guess. You don't want to say too much about your topic, but you don't want to say too little. You don't want to say everything that needs to be said, because that makes your viewer seem retarded, and it makes what you're trying to teach seem impossible. So don't say too much, but don't say too little, because if you say too little, then you make it sound obvious, and you make it sound, again, like your viewers are retarded or something. And you don't do that. So you're not going to say, So just add a quick vector mask to this video and then go to the next topic. You might have to explain what a vector mask is and etc. So just try and find the good balance. It might take you a long time to get good at this. And what other thing do I want to talk about? Rendering. I'll get to that in a sec. I just thought of another point I want to come across is the time length, the duration of your tutorials. So first of all, if you're a YouTube partner, or if your YouTube channel was made before like 2006 or 2007, either of those, if your channel was made before then, or if you're a YouTube partner, then your YouTube videos are virtually, they have unlimited length. They can be as long as you want. Now, if you aren't a YouTube partner, or if your channel was made after that rule was applied, and there's a good chance that it was, then that means your tutorials can only be 10 minutes long. Actually, I think it's 10 minutes and 58 or 59 seconds. So I'm going to say about 11 minutes. Now, this is still plenty of time, but this tutorial right now is already longer than 10 minutes. But that's because I'm a partner and I can make my videos as long as I want. Now, if you aren't a partner, you should probably try to make your tutorials as short as possible. And there's a few things you can do to make this easy for you. First of all, like I said, you could do the multiple cuts. You'll have more editing to do, but you'll cut out all of the, pausing where there's just no sound. You could cut all that out. You can cut out all the stuff like that. You could cut all that out, and it'll be a nice short video. You'll have more editing to do, but that's okay. And you could try speaking a bit quickly. Not like this. So what you want to do now is do this and this and this. Like, not speak quickly, but just get your point across very quickly. And that's another thing I want to talk about. And then I promise I'll wrap this up. Okay. So when you start your tutorial, I feel the best introduction is hello or hey. Thanks for clicking on my video. Thanks for watching. Today I'll be teaching you this. Just 3 things. First, hello, hi, hola, bonjour. You say hello, you greet your audience, you make them seem like they're welcome. Not like, hey, get out of here. Like, hey, thanks for coming along. Check out this tutorial. I think it'll help you out. You gotta be nice. You gotta be meditating while you make the tutorial. You gotta have like this eerie glow coming from you. You want people to think that you're the nicest guy on the planet. And so, 3 things. Hello, welcome to my tutorial, or thanks for clicking on my video. And finally, the most important thing, today I'll be teaching you this. Today I'll be showing you how to do this. Today I'll be talking about this. So just 3 things. Greet them, and make them feel welcome and stuff. I guess thank them, and then most importantly, tell them what you're going to be talking about. So a good example of an introduction would be, hello, welcome to my tutorial. Today I'll be teaching you how to keyframe in Sony Vegas. That's a good introduction. A bad introduction, and even though I could probably be guilty of this a few times, a bad introduction would be like, yo, sup everyone, I'm going to be showing you this shit, let's get this shit started. Like, that's not really good. I guess it could be funny, but I don't know. Now, finally get to wrap this up. One thing, rendering. This is pretty important. What you just want to do is make sure that you get good rendering settings on your video program. So go into the settings of Sony Vegas or Adobe Premiere or Final Cut, whatever you use, and just make sure that you got everything tweaked. I have a lot of tutorials on this for HD settings and stuff. You can find tons of tutorials like this on YouTube, but the basics are have a high bit rate, like 8 megabytes per second if you're doing HD. Get the resolution correct. For example, my monitor resolution is 1440 by 900, but I render all of my videos in 1440 by 1080, I think. I don't know. 1280 by 720, one of them. I don't know. So, you don't have to match the resolution to your monitor. It's just up to you. And make sure the video quality is set all the way up. Audio quality is not in mono or something like that, or it's not too high bit rate for audio and stuff. Just make sure everything's clean. I would recommend watching a tutorial. It'll make things easier for you. And then save it as a preset, and you can use that preset every time you want to edit your tutorial. So, how long has this video been on for? I don't even want to check. Probably like 15 minutes or so. But anyways, I'm sorry that this video is a little, messy. I didn't want to write a script. Like I said, scripts are stupid. I didn't want to get everything too organized. I just wanted to do this off the top of my head because I thought it'd be a good idea. I hope you guys take these tips and find them helpful, put them to good use. Hopefully I'll see a big just blockade of videos sent to me. Hey Techtopia, thanks for all the tips. Check out my tutorial. I'll feature it on your channel. Yeah. By the way, I don't want to sound rude, but every video that gets sent to me, I don't watch them. I'm sorry. I know I'm a terrible person, but I don't watch them. Okay. Sorry. Got a little off track. So, I apologize for making this video long and tedious perhaps, but I had a lot to say, and now I've let it all out. Hopefully you guys can come up with some pretty kick-ass videos and help tons and tons of people. Who knows, maybe one of you guys will watch this tutorial and you'll use my tips, make some awesome videos, get thousands of subscribers, and you'll become the next big thing. Alright, so thanks for staying with me if you're still here, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.